This is a guided walkthrough for the Bytes and Big Integers challenge over at Cryptohack.org. It is part of their introduction course, and let us begin. All right, so crypto systems like RSA work on numbers, but messages are made up of characters. How should we convert our messages into numbers so that mathematical operations can be applied? The most common way is to take the ordinal bytes of the message, convert them to hexadecimal, and then concatenate. This can be interpreted as a base 16 hexadecimal number and also represented in base 10/decimal. So to illustrate, we've got a message. It's equal to hello. This is equal to the ASCII bytes 72, 69, 76, 76, and 79. So that is the ASCII that is the decimal representation of these letters over here, HELLO, and in hex bytes they would be hex 48, hex 45, hex 4C, hex 4C, and hex 4F. And in base 16 they would be concatenated like this, so it would be hex this number string over here, and then in base 10 it would be this really big number over here. So this is the base 10 hexadecimal number converted over into base 10 decimal. Okay, so over here it says Python's PyCryptodome library implements this with the methods bytes to long and long to bytes. You will first have to install PyCryptodome and import it with from crypto.util.number import star. Okay, so what is the challenge here? The challenge here says convert the following integer back into a message. So we've got this really long decimal number over here, and what we need to do is we need to convert it into ASCII characters. So how are we going to do that? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up an environment where we can create a Python file. So what we're going to do, we've got Kali Linux over here, and in Kali Linux we're going to use Python virtual environment to create a virtual environment in which to work in. This is a very good thing to do when we want to import some non-standard modules or libraries into our code. And to do so, we're just going to do python-m virtual environment, and then we have to name our virtual environment. So I'm just going to call the virtual environment here my env for my environment. Okay, and we'll see that that creates a directory called my env in our current directory. We're just going to enter that directory, and then we're going to set the virtual environment to my environment. After we do that, we're going to do this command right here, source my environment, the directory, bin activate. So after we do that, our virtual environment has been activated. We'll see in our prompt, we see my env, and this is going to be the virtual environment for our Python. Okay, so from there we can install the PyCryptodome module. So we're just going to do py install PyCryptodome to install the module. And it says successfully installed PyCryptodome. Okay, so now we're ready. We're going to create a little Python script in our current directory to solve the challenge. So we're just going to call it, we're going to use nano, and we're going to call the file bytes and big integers.py because that's the name of the challenge. So bytes and big integers. Okay. So let's go ahead and create the file with nano. And the first thing we want to do inside of nano is to import the PyCryptodome functions. So we're just going to do it with this line right here. From crypto.util.number, we're going to import star. So these are the same instructions over here. And next, what we need to do is we need to create the big integer as a variable inside our code. So we're just going to copy this integer here. Then we're going to go back to nano, and in nano, we're going to paste in this integer, and we're going to define it as a variable called message integer. So message underscore integer, okay, it's going to be equal to this. So the next thing we need to do is we need to convert the integer into bytes. So we're going to do an integer, a variable called message bytes, and we're going to use the function from PyCryptodome called long to bytes, and we're going to define that as the argument is going to be the message integer. Okay, so after we do that, we have to convert the message from bytes into a string. So that is an ASCII string. So we're going to create another variable called message string, and that's going to be equal to message bytes decode, and we're going to decode it into ASCII encoding. Okay, so the last thing we need to do to finish up with this code is to print the message string. So we're just going to do print message underscore string. Okay, so before we save this out, let's go ahead and double check this for any spelling errors or any other syntax errors. Okay, everything looks good. Let's save the file, and then let's run the file. So it's just Python and then bytes and big integers.py, and we're going to see that what is printed out is the flag. So the flag is crypto encoding all the way down. All right, so we're just going to copy this flag here. Then we're going to go back to the Cryptohack challenge here. And normally, at the bottom here, we would be able to paste in our flag and then submit it. But since we've already finished this challenge, it just says you have solved the challenge. All right, so everybody, that was a guided walkthrough for the Bytes and Big Integers challenge from the Cryptohack platform. Everybody, if you liked this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.